Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a vehicle that's getting a ton of buzz, the Rivian R2. So that's really the big question, isn't it? Rivian, a brand we know for their high-end electric trucks and SUVs, is betting everything that the answer is a huge yes. You see, the R2 is their shot at bringing that unique adventurous spirit to a much, much wider audience. Okay, let's really dive into this. And this number, this is the whole key. A target starting price of $45,000. Now, this isn't just another model for Rivian. It's a huge strategic shift. They're aiming to compete head-to-head with the best-selling EVs out there by making that adventure lifestyle way more accessible. So let's get past the price for a second. What exactly is the R2? Well, you can think of it as Rivian trying to bottle up everything people love about their bigger, pricier vehicles and pour it into a smaller, more affordable package. The big question is, did they cut corners, or did they just get smarter? First off, we've got to talk about the look. Rivian has been so intentional here. They're looking at a sea of EVs that all have that same kind of teardrop shape, all chasing that last bit of aerodynamic efficiency. The R2, it's meant to be an antidote. It's boxy, it's muscular, and it's not apologizing for it. It looks just like its bigger siblings, the R1s. But the R2 is so much more than just its rugged good looks. The real magic is in all the clever design choices that are aimed directly at people who just love to get outside and explore. Okay, this right here, this is probably the R2's killer app. It sounds so simple, but what it allows you to do is incredible. And we're not just talking about the back seats. No, the front seats fold flat too. This creates this amazing, almost perfectly level surface from the tailgate all the way to the dashboard. You can slide a long surfboard right inside the vehicle. Or, and this is the really exciting part, it turns the car into a camper. Just imagine pulling up to a beautiful spot and having a flat, comfortable place to sleep with the car's huge battery keeping the heat or AC on all night long. And here's another one of those super thoughtful, adventure-first features. The rear window. It's totally inspired by those classic old-school off-roaders. It just disappears right down into the tailgate. Perfect for getting some air or just for tossing your gear in the back without opening the whole thing. Rivian even tied this all together with one simple button. You press the 5X switch and bam, all 4 door windows go down and that rear glass retracts. The whole cabin just instantly opens up to the world around you. Now, all these features are fantastic, but they don't mean a thing if the foundation isn't right. So let's take a peek under the skin and see what kind of engineering makes this mix of price, performance, and cool features even possible. It really all starts with the battery. The R2 is built on a brand new platform that uses these new 4695 cylindrical cells. Just by making the individual cells physically bigger, Rivian gets to totally rethink how the whole battery pack is put together. And the benefits here are huge. We're talking more energy, like 6 times the capacity of older cells. They're designed to last longer because they handle heat better, and they allow for really fast charging. You can get from 10% to 80% in under 30 minutes. Plus, a simpler pack with fewer parts just means there are fewer things that can go wrong. And the thing that actually turns the wheels, that's a new in-house motor called Maximus. It's not just that it's more powerful for its size, it's also cheaper and easier to build, which is absolutely critical for hitting that $45,000 price and actually making enough of them. So yeah, the R2 is obviously built for those big weekend adventures. But what's really surprising is how much attention Rivian paid to the little things that make a car great for, just driving to the store. I mean, the interior is a masterclass in smart design. You get 2 glove boxes. The back seat, even though the R2 is a smaller vehicle, actually has more legroom than the bigger R1S. The front trunk, is big enough to swallow a couple of carry-on bags. And these cool little haptic wheels on the steering wheel let you control almost everything without having to look away from the road. This quote from an early review just seems to capture the whole vibe of the vehicle perfectly. It's not just about the numbers on a spec sheet. It seems the people who've driven it are finding the R2 has this charm, this can-do attitude that just makes you want to get in and go somewhere, anywhere. So how does this all fit into the real world? Let's take a look at how the R2 actually stacks up against its biggest rivals. The most obvious comparison, of course, is the Tesla Model Y. It's the king of the hill. And you can see they're pretty evenly matched in some ways. The prices are almost identical, the range and acceleration are right there. But the R2 really carves out its own space with way more ground clearance. And those unique features like the flat folding seats, it's leaning hard into that adventure and utility angle. Now, for anyone ready to pull out their credit card, you'll have to be patient. The R2 was announced in March 2024, but the first deliveries here in the States aren't expected until early 2026. And for our friends in Europe, the wait is going to be even longer, probably 2028 or later, as Rivian works to get its US production up and running smoothly first. You know, it's pretty rare for a vehicle to get this much hype before anyone can even buy it. But by mixing that rugged, unique personality with some genuinely innovative features and a price that's within reach for a lot more people, the Rivian R2 is making a really strong case that it could be a game changer for the next wave of EVs. We hope this gives you a clearer picture of the Rivian R2. Thank you so much for listening.